about that. Power over Ethernet issues.
I can't believe you've done this, James.
Nothing to do with me.
You're always ruining things.
Navi, you've taken the pistol. They started on the T side, though, so the struggle may be real in the long term. But for the short term, they have started on the right foot now. In their previous game of Nuke, they lost the second round. Again, I think some poor decisions with peeks around smokes. They took some headshots from Jerry with deagles. Now, Lekro's got a deagle. That doesn't make anything better for them. Probably worse. However, they seem to be focused. Well, I was going to say on the inside, but there are players on the outside as well. So I think they're looking for some response from Ninjas in Pajamas, and hey ho, there is Lekro with the Desert Eagle. Very dangerous man.
NIP, often a good shout in a round like this. You got Frez, you got forZe, Lekro. Need I say any more in terms of dangers with the pistol? Navi, of course, just having a shocking result on this map against forZe will certainly be still, I'm sure, feeling that. But I would imagine there'll be some adjustments, some mistakes which will not be replicated. Oh, Lekro. He's done it so many times. I won't find anything through the smoke there. A little bit too difficult. Ooh, did I speak too soon? He's really giving it a go. But Navi will be down there, one at a time. Single file. And now they must deal with forZe. Will they have a flash or a smoke for this? No, forZe can't quite find that headshot he's looking for. And maybe Navi have done enough to get the position they need. Yeah,
Plopsky's making his way towards the B bomb site. Has a look, nothing doing just yet. They've lost position. Lekro's been lost, but a deagle can be found by Plopsky. We'll see if he can do any damage with it. That's all they can hope for in this position. In most cases anyway. Still 3 players alive, so they may fish for something. Flamey swinging around the side, and that'll be a free kill for him. And surely now that is the this round over as far as Navi losing the round are concerned. Rez and Get Right will take some positions and try to catch somebody off guard. But I think the worst is over. So Navi will head to 2. So this is, again, a lot more successful than we saw in the previous game of Nuke from Navi, if you were watching that. If you weren't, then they did just take it in the face from Jerry pretty much. Both teams in a period of transition. So many interesting storylines coming into this here in Moscow. Not the likes of Navi, Ninjas in Pajamas, even Vitality, who aren't even here. forZe with the upset potential, which they are delivering on at the moment. There's a lot going on.
Yeah,
I haven't seen too much of Plopsky. Oh, actually, you can continue on that. We'll buy them afterwards.
I was going to say that forZe are interesting because if you look at all the teams that are playing, you know, NIP have not had too much practice with Plopsky off the major. Navi in a similar situation with Zeus, similar situation for ENCE. It is a prime situation for both forZe and AVANGAR to dominate, but AVANGAR have been finding some trouble, so forZe are absolutely the standout so far, looking like a well-oiled machine, like a really strong team.
Plopsky as a nickname is up there with Flusher Toilet.
Flusher Toilet.
That's what it was. Rez falling away, unable to do any significant damage, but Get Right has that UMP from the previous round. He'll be able to rotate his position, still alive for now. We'll see if he can do anything else with it. But Navi continues to press on, and Get Right picks the good timing to get a second kill. This becomes doable now for Ninjas in Pajamas. Not necessarily likely, but does Get Right want to risk losing this AK-47?
Oh, that is going to be... Okay, nice taps from Get Right. I was about to count them out, but they, off the back of that, can definitely go for it. Boomish in some trouble here. Get Right looking to punish. He's looking quite savage with that AK-47 so far as the pressure comes in on top of the bomb. They don't really have much to work with in terms of kits. They have to get the kills. Get Right with another headshot. Here comes Electronic, and he will mow them down the clothesline with the MP7. Oh, wow. Get Right made that very scary with that AK. And now they have a fall by James. That was great damage from Get Right.
Indeed it was. A solid 3-0 for Navi.
James, look what Simple's done.
Does that mean maybe he asked for a round reset? I don't know if that's still allowed if you misfire like this.
He's got
Simple's bought an auto sniper.
This can't be can it be deliberate?
No, it can't be deliberate. I refuse to believe that he would ever buy this in any situation, apart from Dust2 on T side. Well, Simple's got an auto sniper. So let's see what he's able to do with it. Because there's just no reason for a T side to buy an auto apart from to dispose of after the beginning of a Dust 2 round. Because it's so much more powerful in the hands of a CT, or it's so much more useful. I guess they go hand in hand. But generally, 1 shot and dead is better than 2 shots and dead. Zeus has taken a number of shots and is still alive for the time being, but he will be flicked upon.
Well, there you go. Gets a kill. flamie gets punished as well by forZe. And they have to speed things up, Navi. They don't really have many options. Zeus got dinked as well as he made his way through the smoke also, so they took some casualties there in terms of that and flamie and Rez holding down control. And there goes the flashbang. Navi must try to take this position away, and they'll do so. Boomish with the frag. Good entry from him. So important. Now GetRight is going to try to make the play, and he's unfortunately gets caught from the side.
Trying to punish the reload, but Zeus was there to save. 40 seconds for the bomb to get planted. Are they committed to B? Oh, look at that fire. Lekro somehow gets a kill out of it. Being shot in the bum, but Navi are making that right decision. Rotating into the A bomb site, both NIP players in B, so they won't be able to do much to stop this bomb from being planted. Can't shoot through the floor anymore. I do miss those tricks though from the old Nuke. And there's Simple with the auto sniper. Fires 1 shot off and then gets wrecked in the face. As does forZe, 2 versus 1. Lekro, it's becoming harder for him, and maybe it's about saving a rifle, but he seems to be pressing on, looking for a potential flank, trying to identify where the play's eye sees a little of Boomich. What does he choose to do? This is wasting a lot of time, and he does have a defuse kit, but does he have an angle? He's got an angle to defuse it. No, he doesn't. He's exposed from 2 directions. He will die on his sword, it seems. Did he hear the footsteps from Zeus? Zeus is on 35 HP, but he's wasted enough time. Surely it is too late.
Good damage, though. That was really close. And the damage is going to be important to keep the economy honest of Navi. They've got a lot of money in the bank, so let's see where they're left with after spending everything in this following round. But yeah, good effort from Lekro and from... I actually forget who was with Lekro, but it doesn't really matter too much. And yes, indeed, after taking down all 5 players, Navi are kind of broke. And we have an interesting buy from NIP. They've got the auto shotgun, the UMP, double UMPs, M4 and a FAMAS. So they're looking... I mean, you can make a buy like this work on Nuke. You can definitely make it work. Electronic checking that spot, honestly, I would be surprised if Navi do not check that spot ever again.
Electronic moving on the outside, and he wasn't quite ready for forZe. Elevated position, the UMP, maybe he got shot in the leg. Boomich spotted a gap in the smoke, has cost Navi again, just like it did in round 2 against the likes of forZe. 5 versus 3 in favor of Ninjas in Pajamas. GetRight, I'm sure, will hope for an upgrade with his auto shotgun. Lekro holds his position, winning all the duels on Ninjas in Pajamas. As far as they are concerned, you'd love to see that, but for Navi, they may be conceding their first round. Simple had a nightmare, as did Electronic in that game of Nuke at the beginning. They both went 2 for 9. Simple not doing any better at the moment, 1 for 3. flamie forced back. Maybe he's afraid.
It's good to see that plopsy takes some forward position as well. Once you have some advantages, once you have some information, it might be there is always a risk, but it's a minimal risk to get position. It's always helpful. And now he's going to go for the kill. Oh my, nice shot from flamie. Good defense against 4 more players though. And he's got 30 seconds to get the bomb ticking away on a bomb site. Doesn't look all too likely. Looking to get some damage in. This is pretty bad for Navi if NIP survive with these 4 players. Nice flashbang comes in and they finish him off. And here come the upgrades. Kriegs, AKs, everything except GetRight. He's going to be stuck on the auto shotgun. But that's not too bad.
Yeah, he's got positions too with which to play it. And now that Navi are in a desperate situation, this might be a money-making situation for GetRight. If they try to push the A-bomb site, he might blast them to absolute pieces. Let's not forget, a while ago, that auto shotgun did get an upgrade where the spread is tighter together. So we have some Desert Eagles for the Navi side. flamie with a P250. Boomich will keep it honest with just a Glock. He's got 1,500 in the bank at the moment. Simple 1-4-4, not having a great time on Nuke today. Looking for something on the outside, nothing doing just yet. forZe comes in for support. Maybe Lekro will play off of forZe with the information. Lekro elevating his position. We don't see many players on a garage roof anymore. It's not what it used to be. But in some ways it is a very exposed position.
forZe. Be great to see him having a strong game. A fan favorite for sure. One of the greatest Counter-Strike players of all time, I think it's fair to say. Metro will be the one to draw first blood, however. And these Deagles still looking to get the work done. Boomich will also fail. Electronic, though, managed to find a good example. But can he follow it? He's the only one left to do so.
40 seconds to lurk, to slither, and find something. Make it expensive. Plopsky surely has a good enough angle, though. Probably aim the other side. As you can see, Electronic was headed to the other side. The off angle from Plopsky is enough. Man like Plopsky, I haven't seen much of him myself. So it will be a learning experience. And maybe there's plenty of him to come in the future of ninjas in pajamas. 4-2. The rifles are out again for all. forZe, maybe there's a weapon on the floor for him. Now we have double forZe. Although his beard is longer on the left-hand forZe. His beard continues to grow. Daddy forZe, one of the new fathers in the scene, along with Sean Grills. Flamey in that squeaky position once again.
You're a father as well, aren't you, James?
No, I am not.
Are you sure? How can you know? Anyway, we'll see no AWPs featured in this round. Of course, both teams have been hurting for economy. And that has been difficult. But this is the point to stabilize. Navi can pick this one up. But they are pretty low on utility at this point. So it might be difficult to play late round situations. And given the fact that they don't have forward positions already towards the outside, and at the moment they do still have the 5 smokes, so it will be a late deployment of those to try to get that position outside, or at least to fake it and play with the rotation of the CT side. You do want to mix up the timings of these just to avoid exploitation if the CTs were to drop Molotovs to create gaps and so on and so forth. Which if you're fast, you can still do.
Speaking of fast, 40 seconds on the clock, and there's the first kill of the round. Flamey taken out, trying to find something around the A-bomb site, and around the A-bomb site are pretty much the remainder of Navi, who are still carrying the bomb. And now what do they choose to do? 30 seconds on the clock, not really in a position to show presence or try to pull rotation, and the A-bomb site is looking like a stronghold with the positions of ninjas in pajamas. Time is on their side, and they wait. Lekro drops into the site, focusing on bomb plants, but Electronic will focus on his face. And look at these frags, look at these entries from Navi. How on earth have they made it into the A-bomb site like this?
Yeah, pretty outrageous. Brute force works best sometimes. Plopsky takes down Electronic, but he's left too crippled to really have a go of this one, especially considering forZe is far away. So it looks like Navi are actually going to take all the money of NIP away after. And this is a really important round in that sense, because what a start Navi going to have now. They, of course, they should be able to survive with 3 players unless something untoward happens. And that means that they'll build their money. NIP are in an interesting position because they don't have any loss bonus anymore. So they're going to get... Actually, with the 2 weapons saved, they can muster a force buy, James. They can get some rifles together. So looks like the danger's not over yet. But Navi are definitely in the driving seat now. They can threaten a devastatingly strong up. Looking forward to see what they bring to the table here.
Big headshot from Simple. Starting to warm up perhaps. Still only 3 kills on the board, but it's only round 8. Plenty of time to be impactful. They're still in the lead.
Yeah, we haven't really seen any AWPs so far yet, really. It's just forZe, I think, who's been on the AWP. Lekro will have it this time around, though.
Yep. Swinging wide on the outside. Trying to avoid the flashbangs. Focusing on the silo for now, but doesn't look like there are any Ts there. forZe hears some footsteps. Does Lekro change his focus? The gap again. Oh, he's distracted by the footsteps of others. But he may get a bigger flank out of this, looking for 2 rather than 1, and he will be denied. Molotovs to limit the progress.
Oh dear.
Resmokes, Electronic getting taken out, and this round may be won and lost outside. I don't think Lekro spotted Boomich, who's got to be careful with the bomb, and 15 HP. No fear from Boomich. Thought he had an angle, and he did, but couldn't find a frag. Now it's a 4 versus 2 with Flamey getting dropped by the ramp.
Yeah, this is beginning to look like kind of awkward. This whole round was very awkward for Navi. Struggling to get their way down to Secret, which seemed to be the plan. Get right. Good timing on that one. And yeah, Boomich with 15 HP. Can't really bet too much on him. I guess you could, but it wouldn't be wise. And he will fall. So NIP pick up that round again. Critical round to win, considering that they survived with 4. And Navi, that was their round to win and steal away momentum, really break the money of NIP, but instead, NIP looking strong again. So this is quite back and forth at the moment. It's really hard to sort of establish, in my mind at least, who really is an advantage, because we've traded buy rounds somewhat evenly.
Well, it's a big buy from Ninjas in Pajamas, that's for sure. Same cannot be said for Navi. They'll do what they can with what they have. And sometimes that can be enough. Get right is completely blind. He is looked for, and he is taken out by Boomich. 2 shots for a Deagle and done. Rez not far behind him, neither is forZe. How about that? 2 rifles, 3 pistols, a bomb site completely taken. Lekra and Plopsky, what can they afford to do in a round such as this? Plopsky with 5k in the hole could drop a gun for forZe. So I'm sure they could do with holding on to these weapons. It seems Navi will be very careful. Hold their positions, make sure there are no shenanigans to be had. And NIP are close, but it would be crazy to try and go for something here. Space will be created as they back off. They'll try and hide somewhere. And I'm sure they'll be hunted, because Navi don't have too much to lose. Electronic creeping with a pistol, as is Boomich. They'll be hungry to find these weapons. Maybe expecting NIP to be in CT spawn, so perhaps they'll be saved hiding in plain sight.
So the AWP and the Krieg, it's not a bad save at all. And again, it just keeps getting traded backwards and forwards. These rounds, no one really able to find a consistent edge, but obviously Navi, picking up that pistol is going to give them that 2-round lead. If things were to follow the pattern thus far, we would see NIP pick up a win in this round. And I got to say, the team's been pretty good at saving multiple rifles this tournament. And again, Navi quite comfortable without running an AWP.
I haven't played CS since before the major, man.
In what, sorry?
I haven't played Counter-Strike since before the major started.
Yeah, I haven't played for like 3 or 4 months.
I want to play. So do Ninjas in Pajamas. It's a 2-man push, and Zeus may be ready for this. There's one, but he can't find a second deletion. It'll be a trade. Plopsky takes the AWP. Now, surely that favors Navi. A minute 26 on the clock, and there's 1 less CT. The numbers are tied, but there's still enough Navi players to abuse a push in at whatever direction they choose. So it is a nervous time now for Ninjas in Pajamas, but a position I'm sure they've been in before. Those numbers, it seems, will be heading towards the ramp, and there are 3 players in the A bomb site. Plopsky entrusted with the ramp, but he's blind now, forced to fall back with the AWP.
Yeah, trying to find a good timing for those nades so he doesn't leave himself exposed. So he will slow them down, and that's key. So an incendiary Molotov lasts about 7 seconds, and that's key time that the CTs can win the rotation battle. And then you can see that the Ts, they just have to stop. They have to slow things down. They have to also reconsider that, in knowing that Molotov will buy enough time for the CTs to rotate, can they now exploit that rotation with a different play? It's always about considering, okay, what is the most likely movement from my opposition, so I know where the weakness is to exploit. And they're looking like they might be going towards heaven in this instance, as Boomich makes his way towards hell. And up the ladder he'll go, surely. No. Maybe Flamey will be the one. Get right below it. It's an awkward position, honestly, for Get right.
There are 12 seconds to plant this bomb. This is going to be a wild one, and Simple, of course, with the entry they needed. And that's a great answer from Electronic as well. They were cold in the first nuke, but the impact frags are here. And once again, with a crazy amount of time on the clock, the AKs, the Kriegs, deliver. And the round is with Navi. That was a nervous time, but...
It was, yeah. But they still had the positioning really well. I think it was that instance where, I think, I'm not sure exactly if Get Right normally would have played on Heaven and if the rotation was caused due to an expectation of a play into the lower bomb side or how that worked out. But it kind of, as I mentioned, Navi set up a really strong push. If you just ignore the time on the clock, they took all the time they needed to set that up, and they seem to have a good read as to the positioning of the CTs. So it worked out nicely. That's 7 rounds for Navi now. So it feels like they've kind of, you know, they've managed to kind of escape orbit, James. It felt like they were kind of circling for a while. Now they've slingshotted out of orbit, and they are picking up pace because NIP's money, I mean, it's enough to get another buy-in, but Navi have 7 rounds. They have a 4-round lead now. So they're looking better and better as time goes on. So on the T side, of course, we have to consider.
Last-minute items collected in the spawn, a little 180. And away they go. Get right on the UMP, so that might be an upgrade to the auto shotgun. Depends on the situation. forZe, though, will be shrapnelled. There was a Versus Pro strat where they would blow off the squeaky door and have double HEs into that main position. And I think I've made a video of them blowing up Apex in that fashion. I think that's what just happened to forZe. Saw 2 HEs in that direction, so yeah, I'm pretty sure I can see the big X. Old strat there from the likes of Navi. One you don't really see that often on Nuke at the moment. Electronic with 10 kills, leading the charge for Navi. But Lecro has 13 for Ninjas in Pajamas in the 3 rounds they've won. And the 7 they've lost.
Caught with an 8 in your hands, twice perhaps, and it's going to be the double for Plopsky due to that fact. Leaving Navi very sore, but it's Simple and Electronic, the dynamic duo, looking to save this one for the team. It's 2v3, it's not a bad look. Simple takes down Lecro from up high, but there's one more up there. Does Simple realize that that could be a possibility? Because this angle is going to be pretty deadly. Oh my goodness, Rez barely picks it up. Down to 24, but it's Electronic now. He's got 30 seconds to make this work. Bomb down on the ground for Electronic to try to collect or find the frags. I don't know if he has time for this, James.
Yeah, he needs to get his skates on now. He will try to do that. Rez in squeaky. I think he was ready, but there's a flank from Plopsky, so I suppose he was. And there's a round in the bag. Very important 2-man spray down from Plopsky in that ramp position. Really nice work from him. Little baiting of the teammate to get a really strong play. Great response, much needed for Ninjas in Pajamas. They need a 4th round on the board. There is room for recovery in this half. And it starts now. Simple, hasn't bought just yet, 3,900. The AK and the flashbang. So they're light on utility, Navi, but they have enough to stretch NIP. They've got enough to go towards the secret position, for example. No Molotovs. Oh, just in time. Oh, no, actually, they're going to focus on stopping the Ts from advancing instead.
Ooh, this could be juicy. Oh, the timing is lovely. Good bits of damage there from forZe, and that's the kind of damage now. If any one of those players gets dinked by an M4, they're going to go down instantly. So that's really good. Getting that chip damage from the HE. And Plopsky's ready to perhaps take advantage of that. He's going to spot. Oh my god, the headshots come in thick and fast from Plopsky. He's surely done enough damage here. It's going to be desperate for Navi to find a bomb plant now.
Just as you said, the HE damage makes it a one-shot with the M4. Zeus and Flamey remain. Flamey on all of 29 HP, 2 versus 4. But if they can get a jump on one of these players, then the odds will increase. They'll improve. But where are these CTs? All 4 of them. 2 sides to defend. 3 of NIP on the high ground. There's a clue. Doors are opened. No response. Zeus looking around for any sneaky CT on the side. Nothing doing. No one in decon. Bomb planted safely. But a HG will make life really bad for Flamey. And now Zeus has got so much to do. Won't be able to do it. Taken out immediately by Get Right. 5th round on the board for NIP.
So a resurgence for them, a late one. A needed one. And of course, it's always hard to collect rounds on the T side of Nuke. So having 7 rounds in the bag already for Navi is certainly fantastic. Of course, their money situation is lacking. They need a save round. So there's some time to breathe for NIP. They've got 4 AKs on the CT side. You love to see that.
4 AKs on the CT side is a sign of success. It's like driving a Ferrari not having a dude in the other seat, I suppose. Unless you're a girl, then maybe having a dude there is... Actually, I've gone too far with this, haven't I? Never mind.
I'm just going to leave that.
That was like a terrible analogy.
I'm just going to leave that out there.
It was a terrible analogy.
For the masses to judge.
We will move swiftly on. No, they can't hear me, right?
They can judge you.
Oh, I thought they couldn't hear me, Dan. Crap. $2,000 per Navi player, more or less. Simple's got a little more. Some pistols have been purchased. Oh, he's gone down to 1,000. Okay, interesting. Picking up that full armor, the helmet and all. Let's see what Simple's able to do with this Desert Eagle. This is a big investment.
Yeah, it really is. If he realized they had 4 AKs, I wonder if he actually gets that extra that helmet. Who knows? Either way. It's all about Simple picking up a rifle. His teammates perhaps facilitating that with the Deagles that they have. Get a little cheeky boost on T-Red for Boomich. I'm a Boomich fan. He's fantastic.
He is. He is.
Love his addition to Navi. I think it's going to be really... I really think it's going to pay off for them in the long run. Crow, this is... how do you deal with this position? It's so hard. The AKs just do so much damage. Simple finds a headshot. He needs more, though. And Lecro is precise. He's savage. He's clinical. Electronic trying to get himself something, anything. But Lecro will deny all with his quad kill in this round.
He'll get himself some broken vertebrae. And that leaves Simple with 3,700. He has enough for an AK and full armor and no grenades. So I think it's fair to say that it was an over-investment in the previous round. Maybe some tilting is being had.
Who knows? You never know, Navi.
Grenades are helpful on CSGO maps in general.
Or maybe they did it in they have a plan in which they play a low utility strat with the firepower that they have. Something fast. I'm
not buying what you're selling, Dan. I gotta be honest.
Well, they're going very fast for a split here. However, forZe is ready, waiting with the AWP. Looking for the next player. There's one more still on the roof. forZe, great shot there onto Zeus. Might find another one. They can't seem to break these positions. Navi, Boomich creeps outside. He's got to get something going because right now Flamey and Simple are stuck.
Makes his way down secret with no sound cues, but you have to make assumptions. There were smokes outside. It's possible that somebody could be down here, whether you heard him or not, and that's what NIP will be considering. Still 5 players alive. Plopsky could be in trouble, though, if they don't have a focus on this. Dropping onto the ramp once again. HE didn't really go in the right spot. He can spray through the corner of that box. Chooses not to. Boomich, though, he would have to give a sound cue to make it towards the ramp. Unless somebody sprays and no one hears, let's say, a door open. He actually missed the glass there. That's a weird one. And now what does Plopsky choose to do? He's got to realize, indeed, he does, that somebody could be down. Because Boomich is rotated elsewhere completely, catching him off guard. Smokes towards double doors, and now the bomb can be planted.
Yeah, great work from Boomich. Now there's a chance. There's a lot of NIP players, though, and they have 3 flashbangs. So actually not the greatest spot for utility for them, but that's okay. They've got the numbers. And Lecro trying to push his way in towards control. There is first engagement. Flashbang works out, takes Simple out to fight. Flamey with a good response onto Rez. But there's more where that came from. Boomich helps out too. But it's all on Flamey now as he's being teased, he's being baited, I think. Oh, the bait works beautifully. forZe stabs him in the back.
In the back.
And that's another round for NIP. 7-7. And NIP go into the last round with an advantage. They'll have more money, more weaponry, the AWP.
More bits and bobs, more this and that. It's nice to see forZe making plays like this.
Yeah.
I wanted to see more from Navi. I wanted to see what they were going to do with this buy of theirs, but forZe said no. I mean, they still made some inroads, but they lost the round. Yeah, just waiting for the sound to come through. And we are back at half-time. It is Ninjas in Pajamas 8 and Navi 7. Looking at the scoreboard, it's a mixed bag on the holy potatoes. Despite losing half the rounds, basically, Lecro is 20 for 6, which is just really unusual, all things considered. It's fairly even on the Navi scoreboard. But yeah, Lecro is doing some heavy lifting here. He has 6 MVP stars from the 8 rounds that Navi have won, which is interesting. But yeah,
well, it's also been interesting that Navi seemed to start off so strong, but NIP it felt like they looked better. But again, everything's very different when you switch halves. I really feel like Navi did enough on that first half. They got to 7 rounds fairly quickly. They did win the pistol, of course. So that means, they technically, they won 5 solid buy rounds. Although 1 or 2 was against Ecos, I guess. But still, I'm really curious as to what NIP will have in the bag for their T side. It's always a good sign when Lecro is playing well. He's 20 for 6 right now. That's beautiful. It is beautiful.
Will it continue, though? It really is a bizarre score. For an 8-7 scoreline to be 20 for 6 is very unusual. But we'll see what happens in a second. So I believe that Navi are out of the running and 4 teams are currently fighting for a place in the final. I'm not going to do the mathematical jiu-jitsu, but we will see what can be herein, what is possible. I suppose Ninjas in Pajamas are still in with a running, but I don't know if it's necessarily in their hands even if they win. We'll have to wait and see. I'll leave all that stuff to the desk. There we go. The match is about to begin. So we've got grenades from Get Right and forZe. Get Right has a HE grenade, and he's got one of the more forward spawns, which would suggest to me that Squeaky is going to be blown off.
Yeah, that's often the way things go. You can get such quick pressure by doing that, and if it's really powerful to do that consistently, because then there's always this fear that, oh, what if they drop down into the smoke that they threw out as well? So if you just consistently keep doing this, it can create rotations, it can cause problems, but it will be an upper rush. Keep it simple, stupid, as they say, and they're keeping it simple. And they're fragging out. It's not bad at all. 3 quick kills on the upper bomb site. Looking good for the plant. 2 players for Navi rotating into the upper position, but it's going to be very tough for them. They're so exposed from this vantage point, and now it's down to Zeus.
Yeah, it's down to the captain on his last day for the team. Going away party is going to be cancelled early because Ninjas in Pajamas have taken a pistol round. 3 players surviving for them. 24 for 6 now is Lecro. He just keeps going. He's having a whale of a time today.
I do have a lot of respect for Zeus finding a time to kind of call it in terms of his retirement and so on. He's done so much. He's done so many things and had so much success. And I guess to a point when the amount of effort that you have to put in to stay on top of the game right now individually is just so insane, especially with all the newcomers. I respect that he's found a time to make a transition. Beamish was looking for a good timing on that one. That's actually not bad. Oh my! Get Right takes quite a few licks of damage there, and he might be quite vulnerable now. He pushes down here alone. Flamey spotted, and he's going to back away. Maybe because his health is so weak. His health is so low. Looking to find some position. Nice catch by Simple. Looking to catch another one. But will it be the big one? Rez will take down Zeus, and Simple falls back to a more defensible position. However, they have lost parts of the map, and that could be a problem. Simple asking questions now. Playing a bit close, and he might push even more as time goes on. They need to keep an eye on the rotation of NIP.
NIP trying to establish control, area control, but how long will they be allowed to for? Surely Rez is doomed with 2 HP. He switches out, takes a worse weapon. There goes another one. Not going to get any better. So Rez did his job. There's the trade. He was always going to die in that situation. 2 versus 2. Simple and Electronic do not have any weapons for now. That may change, but the clock is continuing to tick. They need to get this bomb planted ASAP.
And finally they will. But indeed, the health is pretty rough. It's a questionable situation in terms of health. Electronic with a flashbang for Simple, so of course he's waiting for Simple to get into position, and soon he will be there. There it is, flash comes out, the Krieg doing some good damage, and Simple's position has been discovered, so looks like the tragedy will be averted by NIP. And Navi looking like they are in some trouble right now.
This is 7 rounds in a row now for Ninjas in Pajamas from one half to another. That is quite significant. Navi and Eco Town. Still early in the half, still much to be done by both squads, so not too nervous a situation for Navi just yet. The odd pistol out once again. And once more, Simple's brought down to $1,000, while the rest of his team are on $2,000. So I do wonder. I mean, let's have a look at how much, like, assuming they lose this round, let's see what the situation is, what the climate is, what they can buy in the next round. But I do feel like he's spending too much money in some of these rounds.
Oh, there's a quick goal. Oh, there's no path to the gun, though. It looks like maybe the best chance is gone then. Hey, man, they want to spend money. Let them spend money. You love spending money, James. You should resonate with this.
You know what I love these days, Dan?
Spending money.
Refunds. Refunds.
Well, he'll get a refund when he wins the next round.
All right, so Simple is going to have an M4 and a flashbang with Kevlar in this round after buying a Desert Eagle in the previous round. So are you still thinking they have a plan with light utility, Dan? Because it is a position he's putting himself in repeatedly, on purpose. Well,
Simple can do whatever he wants, I guess. So here comes the fast play into the upper bomb site. So Simple goes down immediately. Good thing he didn't buy any nades. They would have been wasted. So down the vent Gerai goes. They've not only got a kill, but they've made some really fast gains on position. The trade into the ramp spot. It's a 3v3, but again, positioning is everything. Gerai watches over the vent. That's just been completely locked out. Like, the positioning here, advantage is insane for an IP. Even though on paper you're like, oh, 3v3. But it's all about position.
Maybe it's down to the likes of Electronic to get Navi back into this game. Get right, waiting close by the vents. Will he be checked for? Seems like it might not be. Oh. Beautiful transfer from him. That's not an easy angle to make.
That was amazing, James.
Yeah, you know, I really, honestly, with how much money is being spent by Simple in these ecos in both halves, I feel like Navi's head's not in the right place. Because it just doesn't make any sense.
Well, I mean, in the major, at the major as well, it kind of felt like their heads were in the right place also. But sometimes, you know, it's Navi just have that element of they're a team that I struggle to understand too culturally. I think they're very emotional, let's say, and sometimes they play really well when they're in that state. It's not how I would run a team personally, but it has worked for them in the past to play like that. So it's hard to really read into it sometimes.
Buying down to $1,000 and not giving yourself enough money for grenades on a full buy.
Yeah, yeah.
On both halves.
I mean, I'm with you.
Yeah.
I'm with you. But
you don't want to see it from him. He's supposed to set the example. You know, he's the guy saying on the stream, you can play 100% all the time. You can't help if he does. I mean, it's his speculation. If he does feel triggered or, you know, frustrated with something, well, he's still landing shots. Still in with a chance.
And now he's got the AK-47. He'll get boosted up to heaven. That's not bad. Good position, especially considering where NIP are going. This is the classic way you're going to run an anti-eco, anti-force buy, get position on the high ground, on heaven, and then effectively every position on the actual bomb site is compromised. So it's Simple with a great off angle, and it's just too easy. The perfect position for the job. And now there's really huge issues. Lekro, he's been having a good game so far, but they need much more. Lekro and Plopsky doing damage. 2 versus 2. The lineup for Boomich. He's done it. He's done him in. And that's going to be another round for Navi, an unexpected round at that. But NIP have got plenty of cash.
Okay, we've got some smiles. Maybe it's not so bad after all.
That's the thing with Navi, man. Everyone's having a fight, and then the next round, everyone's fine. Who knows?
I wonder if the culture will change post-Zeus. Because we've seen it at places like ELEAGUE where our commentary booth is next to the teams and we can see how animated they can get. 4-round lead for Ninjas in Pyjamas, but it's still in with a fighting chance here, Navi. Again, they did play Nuke on their previous map. And here they are again. Plopsky on the silo, Simple in heaven, offering some support. Deep Molotovs from the T side, but Electronic is fine where he is for now.
Oh, I was about to say, I wonder if there'll be some like double nades into this position. Sometimes it's you know, frequently occupied. But I think the tricky thing is that if they go in the wrong spot, they're not going to. They might get caught on the lip of the barrel or something like that. You never know. One Molotov will probably do a better job. That forces Electronic out. Oh, we can't make it. Gets burned alive.
Saw a hand raise. Who knows what happened afterwards. Simple still on the outside. Multiple targets, but forZe denies him. Simple trying to force as well, but it's not really working out at the moment. Get right taken out by Zeus in the meantime. Still a man advantage for Ninjas in Pyjamas. Zeus doesn't see forZe's angle just yet, and vice versa. Don't think either player saw anything there. 40 seconds remain. The onus is now on Ninjas in Pyjamas, but certainly helps when you get a frag onto Zeus. Flamey rings the bell through the corner of the wall, but Plopsky gets the better half of it. And now it's a 4 versus 1 with 30 seconds.
He's trying to be sneaky, but it's only so much he can do. Yeah, it looks pretty crazy for Simple to go for the peak that he went for. Perhaps James, you know, it's because they lost that previous game. Maybe that's due to the fact that I don't think they can make it to the finals. Maybe that's also has a part to play in this. And IP looking pretty good though, not really dropping the ball. Getting a good performance across the board. Lecro 31 kills now. It's having quite the game in terms of kills. It's got 135 ADR.
There are those double HEs in towards that main position once again. This time they'll make no connection. Seeing it from both teams now, so it's coming back into the meta it seems. Yeah, no, that is an old one. The HE towards Squeaky, the double HEs through Squeaky. Was in, came out, went back in again. Simple, just like we saw Z Power here. Oh, he's going to miss his shot. That was a great chance, and the apple lands on his head. And he'll be forced from his position. He can't be enjoying this.
Crow going in. He's got to be feeling so confident. He's been playing so well. Oh god, Flamey stuck here by himself. Everyone's dying around him. What can he do? Takes down Gerai. There's just too much to ask. Plopsky with a double as well. And Simple is walking around with the AWP. No way back into the bomb site. And I mean, I wonder, you know, given how things have gone, if he'll just try to force the issue here. I mean, you should absolutely save in this position. Getting a kill and then falling back is pretty powerful. But he may just try to go for it. We'll have to see. He's looking for something else here towards Squeaky, but indeed looking to hold his ground so that if they push, he can take another shot and fall back again. Now worrying about any outside plays to cut him off. But there could be a play going up that ladder in lobby as well. That could be a danger too. So Simple will hold on to the AWP, but it feels like NIP are kind of going for a victory lap here. This is actually kind of a good position right now. Or is he going to go for it? Do it. Oh no!
Oh boy!
He went for the risk, James. He could have just run straight to T-spawn. He would have been fine. But he went for the sneaky plays.
Yeah, it's a frustrating one for Simple this game. And it is 8-14. There has been a tack pause. Simple's bought a FAMAS. And the rest of the team is starting to buy now as well. Again, got to go for the W. It's got to be all in. There's no point really at this point ecoing for a draw. So it's interesting the dynamic that happens towards the end of the game, the late game here at Blast, where there is no overtime because, well, that's part of the format. Lecro now on 31 frags, 31 for 8. It's such a weird, it's just so bizarre that for Nuke, especially with the score, to have a KD like that. But here we are. He's doing it, and there's more to be done because it's not over just yet. So it is a force buy for Navi. We've got Zeus with the auto shotgun. We've got an MP9 for Boomich. 2 French guns are out. Never a good sign. and EM4 for flamie. Looks like a fast play into the A bomb site. Maybe not expecting a buy here. Get right taken out. Simple down the ladder. Gets himself an upgrade. 2 French guns are reduced to 1.
Yeah. Might be a round in this for Navi after all. What's the play here for an IP? There's absolutely no grenades left on Navi, and just a kit. Only kit is on Boomich. Oh my god, I can't even finish the thought. Boomich with that MP9. If he dies up here, that might be the kit lost, but he does get the frag. He's going to pursue for the next one. Knows Plopski's around the corner. Will misinterpret his position though, and that leaves Simple alone. Again, alone, with it all to do with 5 HP and an AK. And again, it might just be a situation where a save is the play for him. Oh man.
I don't think so, you know. I think he's got to go for it.
It's very dejecting, isn't it?
The bomb's not planted just yet. But because of the format, with 5 HP, I would imagine, especially the way he's been playing in this half, I feel like he's going to go for something.
It would
40
be
seconds.
epic.
And maybe they're paying him too much respect. They haven't even picked up the bomb at this point. I think that would probably be a good idea. They've actually abandoned the bomb, almost. Lecro's going for it now, but he's quite low. He's made a few steps. But is he going to A or is he going to B? There are the sound cues. 20 seconds now. They're really killing their own time. This is a really weird situation because now he could just pop out. They need to plant the bomb. Why have they waited so long? 15 seconds.
Oh no.
They'll smoke him off, but they still need to plant. He could have made his way to Squeaky by now, but Plopski will have the angle. That was a little worrisome, but NIP make it to match points.
I was going to say, yeah, as you said, they gave him a lot of respect, and actually smoking that off was actually quite helpful, I think, for him in that position, especially given that he had no HP to take a fight. Oh man. Okay, well, 15-8 match points for NIP. A lot of them. A lot of them. Double auto shotgun. Zeus and flamie. This could be the last round here for Zeus. Will it be with an auto shotgun? forZe up high is going to surely spot or hear this play, this run. And Lecro gets one. Boomich with the trades. forZe looking on playing a very tight pixel position, and Boomich has an easy frag there. So NIP in trouble here in this round. Maybe not. Maybe I spoke too soon.
Maybe you did. Maybe you didn't. We'll soon find out. It's 3v3. Now it is 2 for ninjas in pajamas. And Navi are fighting. They're fighting for survival. Maybe they're fighting for Zeus as well. Get right around Secret, but does he go down? We've got Simple creeping. And that leaves Rez now with the bomb, trying to make inroads towards this main position. Simple with an off angle. But he won't see Rez if Rez goes towards main. He's not ready for the shotgun though. So there is a 9th round in it for Navi. It is not over just yet. Still focus. There's plenty more for them to do to try and get a draw here in Moscow. And NIP have got 6 opportunities to close this out. They may be better equipped, although it might be fairly even in terms of utility, actually. Simple's got more grenades this time.
Deep breaths around the table for Navi. Although we do have a pause. I'm not sure if it's a tech pause or... Okay, it looks like we're back in it. Okay. It's NIP. They got caught off guard playing slow there. I would not be surprised if we'll see them speed things up and start playing much more quickly to kind of just give Navi less chances in the rounds. Make it more explosive. Change of pace can often be what's needed. HE and smoke and an upper push comes in. Rez, nice headshot. Oh my god, he's got 2. And that's the upper bomb side decimated. All 3 players dropping instantly.
All right, well, they'll do what they can, or he will do what he can. Zeus may be the last one to fall. 1 versus 5, very quickly indeed. And there's utility for days. He will not be shown any mercy. You can see a smile on his face as the last frag comes in for ninjas in pajamas. A strong score, 16-9. And with that, we move to the A stream.
A monumental effort. Alu up on the box and Sergey out at long. But I mean, AVANGAR just aren't offering anything up, anything to either one of these 2 players.
30 seconds as well. That's just unreasonable. Alu can't even get through this smoke yet. More utility going down, and as the smoke fades, so does Alu's lifespan. Sergey alone, 1-on-5. He's going to do one, but no more than just taking down Jamu, who has all the money in the world. Doesn't matter if they lose the AWP, he can rebuy that every day of the week. And what a turnaround this has been from AVANGAR. This was 12-10 to ENCE. AVANGAR win that eco, and since then they have just come alive, Harry. 14-12. And now it's ENCE. No bomb plant in that previous round. We talked about that as, you know, basically a requirement if they wanted a proper buy here. They're going to go for it anyway. Not playing for that draw. Aware in this format that they need the win, and it has to happen here. It has to happen with a B play. Kick it's late to the bomb site, though. That might give ENCE a chance.
Yeah, there was a world in which if they went for that B hit, if they smoked through that Molotov, they could have been in B.
Oh, no.
Before kicker, now James.
Oh, no.
Oh, run away, James! Aerial! Shutting him down in mid. That's an AWP now retrieved. He actually hasn't been able to pick it up. He gets traded. Sonny's gone. Kicker only good for one, and now a Dren coming in to try and save the day. It's so chaotic. It's so back and forth. The B bomb site taken by ENCE at a heavy, heavy cost to them at 2v3. It's Alu and Sergey left standing to try and deny. Match point to AVANGAR.
Oh dear. Oh no, Ali just turned around. He's flashing his teammate into middle, but he's going to get caught from behind. He has the bomb. It's out in the open. The round is done. And AVANGAR on fire as they find their 15th. 12-10 to 15-12. ENCE are absolutely out of this one. AVANGAR, what a time to come alive in the second half. And what a round for it to happen in as well after that fast mid play. It seems like Aerial could have saved the day, almost grabs that AWP, but a Dren's rotation was so well timed, rather. He is top of the board, top of the server, 24 kills in a Dren. What a time to step up, wanting to face forZe in the grand final here in Moscow, and they may just well get that far. One round left.
Oh, X7 able to open up. I tell you what though, ENCE, while they can't secure a grand final,